Felix got into medical school.
You're paying, of course.
Of course.
Well, I know our pockets aren't as deep as yours. Hopefully you'll play nice in the bidding war today.
Oh, Cal, I don't want to start a war with you. We're not interested in a bidding war. We've set the price. Either you can pay it, or you can't.
What Claire means to say is this technology is not exclusive. Everything you see today will be available for your organization with top-of-the-line security to ensure that your data stays secure, remotely accessible, and permanently backed up on a private apocalypse-proof server at one of our bases in North Dakota or Alaska.
Alaska?
Isolated and cold. Easier and cheaper to maintain security and temperature control of the servers. I assume you're underground and using geothermal cooling? That's correct, Ms. Sokolova. Nat, please.
Cal wants us to update all 3 systems on his watch.
Why?
Someone said the color cycling made him look like a disco ball.
Was it Vic or Natalia?
Does it matter?
Yes. Because if this is about function or ego, I have different solutions.
Function. He doesn't need help with his ego.
We can have all 3 accessible through a single interface, but it could create security issues. A backdoor into the systems that would make it much easier to hack as long as you have legitimate access to one of the systems. You could get into the other 2.
Is that a bug or a feature?
Depends on how clandestine and classified you want your organization to actually be in practice.
The watches are inert until ISAC is activated, right?
More or less. Until you're activated and we maintain activation, it's just a watch.
A very smart watch.
Yeah, but without activation and the brick, it's just a watch that someday may alert you to get off your ass and get to work.
So until activation, there really isn't a threat.
Not to security. But they are passive. They are recording everything, all the time, and filling the databases. If he wants his analysts to be able to access all that intel and data, then feeding all 3 into the same repository could be beneficial. But it's definitely not secure.
And what about the other databases?
Like Diamond?
Yeah.
I mean, sure, it's all built on the same tech. If he wanted a backdoor into their operations to monitor them, it's just a matter of giving him access to their database.
How hard would that be to hook up?
It's 1 server and 1 update, 5 minutes. But it would put our other contracts in danger if they ever found out.
How would they find out?
The same way Cal would find out. They would all have access to the same back door. If they are all from the same root, it's just a matter of finding the right file. It's all there, but if someone gets bored or goes looking, they can find anything they want. If they've got the skills and patience to weed through the garbage first. I'd really like to see the new prototypes when you have them ready. Until then, it's a pass for me.
That's too bad, Nat. I really think you'd benefit from getting in on this early. Be able to shape the R&D.
She's right. It's not a good fit. Besides, I'm not really comfortable working with private organizations with practically no public profile beyond Sokolov concern. I can't imagine your entire business is built around tactical knee pads. I value discretion, Mrs. Ortiz. And I am sure you can appreciate that it's not wise for a woman in this industry to lay all her cards on the table until she is ready to play them. I can. If you're concerned about the data, we can build a private server with biometric security. Only people you've personally vetted would have clearance to access or amend your services. That's excellent to know. Alexander, please do get in touch for a demonstration once you get the interface down to a single component.
The prototype should be ready in a couple of months.
Excellent. Well, I'll let you finalize this deal. Cal, see you at the benefit later.
Wouldn't miss it for the world. Now, Alex, tell me, where do I sign? If your mobile shade server works half as well in the field as it does in the simulation, this could be a game changer.
We're glad you agree.
Does Nat know about this?
No, this is a fail-safe for your agents only.
Good. Good.
There may come a time when you need to cut off her access to the network, and until you can isolate your access, this is an insurance policy against a potential coup.
You're a true patriot.
I wouldn't say that.
I'm sure Nat would be willing to pay top dollar for something like this.
I'm sure she would. But some things are too dangerous to give to the highest bidder. Some things should only belong to the people.
Now, I have big plans for this system of yours.
That's excellent, Cal.
If I wanted to utilize your system for 3 organizations, would I need to wear 3 of those watches and 3 of those bricks, or could you put all 3 on a single unit for me?
I'm not sure what you mean.
I'm looking at your technology, and I see other organizations who could benefit from these tools. The NSA is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to intelligence and security. I have other, more obscure teams at my disposal who could utilize this technology. It would increase my order tenfold and give you and the missus plenty of seed money to play around with.
More private contractors?
Not at all. Homeland Security. Strictly homeland and governmental entities.
And they all fall under your purview?
Of course. I am the secretary.
If you're looking for a more discrete single unit, we could house all 3 on a single system, and you decide which system you want to access through the interface.
Can you get rid of the brick for me?
For just you, or for you and all the field agents?
Just me. I think it's helpful to have the identification on the back. The wrist can be a little hard to see, but that beacon of hope in the dark illuminating your face, there's something heroic about that.
Hostile detected. Hostile eliminated. Hostile detected. Hostile eliminated. What do you think?
I think this is a waste of time.
It's just for the field test. I promise, if the results come back and they prefer Anna, we can delete Isaac.
If we were just going to delete it all, I don't see the point in wasting time building an entirely separate AI. We could be investing this time in refining Anna, instead of building a superfluous backup.
They've requested a more impersonal AI for the field test.
Did they request it, or did you ask them to request it?
You know how they are.
Fine, but Isaac is not going to be as smart or independent as Anna. I don't have time to do all that reprogramming and recording. He will have to be very binary in his morality. If you're fine with an AI that doesn't get nuance, I'll add him as an option.
I think the users will feel more comfortable with a less human-sounding AI. Anna can be a little much.
You're a little much.
I don't like how human she is sometimes.
Hostile detected. Recommendation, eliminate or sedate. She's hilarious, and she gives you choices. You're telling me you would rather have direct orders from an AI than operational choice?
I'm telling you, I don't think people are ready for an AI that can pass the Turing test.
Sir, I wanted to follow up about that professor in New York.
What professor?
Amherst. His student was trying to seduce him.
So, did he sleep with her?
No, sir.
So your update is there is no update.
Not exactly.
I don't care about some college professor. Is there a problem with the ISAC system?
No, the comms are still coming in. There's still too much data to sort through, but I think we might want to take a closer look at this professor.
Is he sleeping with a different student?
No, sir. He's been giving lectures about viruses resetting the world to curb climate change.
So, kook.
Or dangerous expert in virology who could help nature along.
Honest opinion, Matthias.
It's ambitious. The surveillance technology and capabilities are a clear advantage for both the NSA and the Black Tusk.
Any downsides?
Honestly, I don't know how secure their network is. It would be very easy for them to cut corners and have everything funnel into a central repository. Without doing an on-site appraisal of their servers and security, I would expect other users on the same network could access your comms and intel.
That's very helpful.
I aim to please.
We should speak more after this.
Personal or professional?
Professional.
What's your favorite geometric shape?
A diamond.
Interesting. You know you can tell a lot about a person by their favorite shape.
What's yours?
Technically, it's a plane curve.
Parabola?
Yeah, that's... You're not what I expected, Miss Sokolova.
Why would I want that?
If they can walk on 2 legs instead of 4, they could be more agile and fit through tighter spaces.
Sure, I can see a use case for that.
So we're approved?
How much is this going to cost me?
Not much. We could even tack this onto the R&D budget you've already approved. Claire's really excited about the prospects.
So, this is to make your wife happy.
You know what they say? Happy wife, happy life.
No one who is really happy says that. I see the value for Cal and his teams, but I don't really see the value in an AI handler for my organization. If your operatives are left alone in the field, my operatives would never be left alone in the field. In a perfect world, yes, but we do not live in a perfect world. Go on. If an operative is alone in the field, our AI can take over robotics automation to maintain perimeter defenses. And the likelihood of a friendly fire casualties? Next to zero. How does the AI detect friendlies? Biometrics and personalized ID. The watches. And the bricks. They're a bit bulky. Any chance of miniaturization or combining both the receiver and the interface?
Not in this generation. We are working on combining the two pieces into a single unit, but it would require a larger interface to house both components and will be exponentially more expensive.
Expense is not an issue for me.
I think we'll stick with the more cost-effective and tested methods. Watches and bricks. I'd like you to meet Natalia Sokolova.
Nice to meet you, Miss Sokolova. Cal says he wants us to work together. I think he's just trying to use my budget to expand his little experiment. Is your organization using the Ortiz robotics tech? Yes. You're not worried about the potential security breaches? With ISAC? Yes. We are not using ISAC. We're using the system agnostic from the AI. Are you sure? That's what Alex told me. Did Claire confirm it? No. If you don't mind, I'd like to do a security protocols check on your version of their systems. I believe there may be a major exploit that could be a matter of national security. Well, I don't belong to any one nation. My enterprise is global. Then there is a potential exploit to your global security. Everything is locked on a biometric server. If you can access my system, I may have a job for you. Or I may need to re-evaluate whether or not to eliminate Alex from my future endeavors.
I hope you understand.
That you're not interested in renewing my contract. Sure. I understand.
And that all the design work that you have created during your tenure here is now property of Ortiz Robotics.
You own everything you don't want that sucks and is broken. Goody for you.
We own all of the designs, so if elements of your designs are repurposed and used in any other application, you have no intellectual property ownership or claim to any designs that you have worked on during your time at Ortiz Robotics.
Okay.
This is not exclusive to designs you've submitted for review. This includes designs that you've developed in the last 6 months on any Ortiz Robotics equipment or on its properties.
What do you mean, its properties?
Since you were living in corporate housing, anything you created in the apartment is also property of Ortiz Robotics.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I wish I was. You really should have read your contract thoroughly before signing it. If you have an issue with this, you could have avoided the clause in Section 9 or found off-campus housing.
With what you pay me, off-campus would have meant West Virginia.
We wish you great luck in the future and look forward to seeing what you do next. Thank you for all your contributions to Ortiz Robotics.
Sure.
We're gonna need that watch back. I don't even know where you got one of those.
Oh, this? This was a gift from Cal. Pretty sure this belongs to me. Spend the minimal amount to get this prototype shipped. I'm working on a ballistic simulation to test the accuracy and effectiveness of the Warhounds. Simulation? Yes. Since we can't test these prototypes in the open, we have created an augmented reality simulation, complete with real-time data on the effects of your gear and tech on hostile elements. And who are these hostile elements? Operators who we trust, and have volunteered to be digital cannon fodder for your Warhounds as a training exercise. The suits we have designed will track all their biometrics, and the data we gather from them will be invaluable. Did Cal put you up to this?
We can't afford this.
Put it on Sokolova's tab. She's got the money for it.
You can't keep putting Cal's R&D on the Black Tusk budget.
Why not?
Well, this isn't for her tech. She doesn't want the AI. She doesn't want Isaac.
She doesn't want untested tech either.
Are you going to give operators warhounds?
Of course not. But I am going to let them know what it feels like to fight one.
You're going to make the Black Tusk tech part of the field test?
Yes. We will field test her tech and gear as the AI-generated hostile force and get real-time assessment of how the operator reacts. That testing is for Black Tusk and goes on their budget. We can't test the system in the open, so we need to come up with a way to simulate battle conditions.
What kind of simulation?
One that is as realistic as possible for our operators.
You mean like a VR simulation?
No. Augmented reality, but more realistic.
Well, that should be easy enough with the contact lens.
Yes, but I want them to feel the hits. If it's just the visual, we won't be able to assess the real stress and pressure on the body. They are talking about giving Isaac to gym teachers in Missoula. I want to know how they would react in a real combat situation.
You want them to feel pain?
Yes. People in pain will react in unpredictable and dangerous ways. I want to know what these ops will do when they are really in pain and afraid, before I give them live rounds.
How is the testing going?
Impressive and horrifying.
Care to expand on that analysis?
Well, I went to a play last night, and every member of the theater's phones are now in the database, giving continuous wiretaps and uploading their text and voicemail histories along with online searches and social media profiles.
So, a success.
If you think wading through millions of hours of new data is a success, sure.
It doesn't filter?
Oh, it filters. But it's arbitrary, and it only tells you what it thinks is relevant.
What's the problem?
Well, there was a college student at the play last night. She has a crush on her professor. Was talking about how she was going to have a one-on-one with him today and was going to try and seduce him.
Any red flags on the professor?
Just some egomaniacal adjunct at Cooper Union.
What does he teach?
Science. Virology. Has been doing lectures about climate change, human interference, and how if we aren't careful, viruses will evolve to solve the problems for us.
Sounds like a kook. Is he dangerous?
Everyone is dangerous, but this is just invasive. We aren't tracking him, we're tracking a student.
Well, sometimes we need non-criminal informants. Let me know how the meeting goes.
I don't want to listen to a young girl seduce her professor.
If she succeeds, we can send an anonymous tip to the college administration.
I didn't join the NSA to tattle on dirty old men to the admissions board.
We save the lives in front of us. You can get a predator off the streets. It's not as glamorous as taking down an international cartel, but it's still the job. Do the job.
Sir, we need to talk about Gordon Amherst.
Did he finally sleep with his student, or did he build a biological weapon the world has never seen before?
He did not sleep with his student, and I can't confirm whether or not he is working on a biological weapon.
You can't confirm whether or not he is working on a biological weapon?
That's correct, sir.
Is he working on a biological weapon?
I cannot confirm that, sir.
So he's not working on a biological weapon and is just a kook.
I cannot confirm that, sir.
Has anyone ever told you you can be really annoying and obtuse?
Yes, sir. That's why I'm an analyst and not a field operative, sir.
Okay, so you're obsessed with Gordon Amherst and believe he may be a threat to national security, but can't prove that, and all you have to go on is some rants about climate change?
And his association with Vitaly Chernenko.
What now?
Chernenko, Russian virologist who specializes in 3D printing.
My nephew is into 3D printing. Why do we care about grown men who make plastic miniatures?
We don't. But we should care about grown men who can manufacture viruses.
Trig, I need a favor.
Anything for my favorite evil genius.
I'm not evil.
Just a genius.
What do you expect from a trapezoid?
God, I love your sense of humor. What do you need?
Need you to do a field test on those new warhounds for Nat.
Already did. Aside from the creepy biped action, they're working great.
I want you to run the test again, with Anna.
You know Nat doesn't want the AI.
She wants the guidance system. How does she expect the Warhound's guidance system to operate independently without an AI?
Fine, but if she hates it, you can remove Anna, right? She's not just gonna slip in there and corrupt or rewrite the code or anything like that, right?
Of course not. She's just here to collect data. She's not a person, Trey. She's not even a shape. Just a series of ones and zeros. Don't be paranoid. It's not like she could augment reality and murder the operators.
Sir, we need to abandon the site.
What site?
The detention center.
What's happening?
Confirmed contamination.
What kind of contamination?
Chimera.
Not the shit in New York.
Affirmative.
How the hell did it get here?
Asymptomatic carrier. She was in New York before being arrested at the mall.
One of the protesters? I knew we shouldn't have let DCPD use our detention center.
No, this was one of ours. Eco-terrorist was arrested trying to light a Christmas tree on fire.
We stopped that attack in New York before all of this happened.
The same group tried again in D.C. a week later. ISAC intercepted their comms.
At least that's working.
We need more space. We need to quarantine the staff from the detention center and move our operations from the data center. It's too risky to stay here long term.
Report to the testing facility. We'll set up a quarantine.
I'll let the teams know.
Give me a day to get it all set up. In the meantime, isolate and see if we can find a way to rapid test for infected.
We don't need a rapid test.
Since when?
ISAC can detect viral loads.
Well, that's not terrifying.
Infected need to be separated. We don't know what the recovery rate is. Infected doesn't mean dying. And we can study the asymptomatic carriers, maybe use their blood to find a vaccine. We could get ahead of this thing.
You're a virologist now?
No, but Amherst is.
The college professor?
Yeah, the not a viable threat. He made this. If we can get into his apartment or office, we might be able to reverse engineer this bullshit he created. Sorry, sir. I didn't mean to swear. I'm just very tired.
It's fine. We all are. Get everyone packed and ready and bring whatever you need to the facility to continue working on containing this thing.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Cal, your boys are outfitted in the latest tech. This is a state-of-the-art simulation using augmented reality to provide your operators a realistic combat experience without having to leave the comfort and safety of the facility and protecting your investment from prying eyes.
You don't have to sell me on the pitch. I already agreed to the test. Agents, are you ready?
Alpha, ready, sir.
Bravo ready. Good to see you again, Alex.
Vivian,
Okay. Let's get this test of yours underway.
your objective is to utilize the mobile Shade server to access intel and utilize your Shade tech to infiltrate the bunker.
Copy that.
This is gonna be fun. Oh, look. You did use my fire turret after all.
Only for the simulation. They are not suitable for the field, Viv.
Good to know it wasn't completely wasted work. And hey, nice to confirm you can actually follow design directions. Nicely done, Alex.